Hello and welcome. I am Joe Crazy, and thank you for joining me. Today, I want to give you the opportunity to help me with a big project. This project is making the ultimate HeroScape guidebook. For a while, I was thinking I was doing a good job just making content for HeroScape, spreading the word to everyone that has no idea what HeroScape is. With that mindset, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm making the content, people are really liking it, and I want to do something more for the HeroScape community. And everyone's putting in their own little flair or helping out in some way, and I just wanted to do something with that. And with the recent feedback and understanding that I don't really know all of the rules for HeroScape, apparently I don't read. So that's apparent, but we make mistakes. We're humans. That's what happens. So I thought to myself, instead of going through all of the 7 manuals that HeroScape has for all of the guidebooks, for all of the rules, I thought to myself, it would be great if we had one. If we had one ultimate HeroScape guidebook that has everything. And I'm not just talking about the rules. I'm talking about the game scenarios. I'm talking about lore. I'm talking about history of the game, board game HeroScape, and what happened to it. Anyone that wanted to just share this game with any of their friends, they could say, hey, I'm going to send you a link to a website, download this PDF that has everything you need to know about HeroScape. One PDF that you can find today in the year 2022. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. And I need your help with that. You, the HeroScape lore master, the HeroScape rule ref book master, the HeroScape aficionado, if you're just like myself, just wanted to put something into HeroScape and wanted to help with maybe graphic design or with organizing or giving feedback or review or anything related to HeroScape and maybe something like this, I could use your help. Now, this is a project that I would like to, head, unless somebody is already working on this and I'm just not aware of it. And that's totally fine. I don't mind piggybacking and giving all the feedback that I have to that person. But if no one's actually working on this, then I'll be head of that project. And I say this with the wholehearted understanding that I want to make this the best looking and best representative of HeroScape. So taking all of the manuals and putting all of the rules in there in a proper order, and maybe just fleshing out some of the better rulings, anything that maybe not be fully understanding. And yes, I'm talking about the FAQs, I'm talking about the frequently asked questions, that will be included as well. And it's not included in the separate page. I want to be able to take every single individual ruling and implement it into the manual itself so that in the future, hopefully in the future, we don't need a frequently asked questions thing. We'll just put it in the manual itself. We'll make room for it. We'll put extra little boxes or put little things that will say that this is the ruling, yes or no. I've dummied it out. I've made up a little bit of a platform. So I'm going to open that up and just show you what I have so far. I made it in 2 days. Bear with me on this. I would love to hold a discussion and a contest of some sort for making the cover. Real quick, I would rather have someone in the community that has a lot of HeroScape terrain, classic terrain, and I don't want to, shove off anyone that makes custom terrain and stuff, but someone with classic terrain to make a really basic but a very advanced HeroScape cover using the terrain and characters. Just an ultimate guide. Think of it an ultimate guide. Think of have a little bit of everything. Have the ice in the background and road and trees and jungle and castle. It has just a little bit of every set, the lava. So anyway, table of contents right now, lore. So we'll have probably a page for each I don't want to go too deep. We're not making a book about the lore of HeroScape. I'm sure there's plenty of it there. But if someone in the community is a lore master and knows about either or, we'll need 2 people for this. I can't imagine one person doing all of it, because that's why I'm asking for your help, because I can't do all of it. I'm unsure of all of the information anyway myself. So, HeroScape lore, is as in within the game of HeroScape. The stuff about the well springs and the generals and all that. A page about all the lore, and then another page all about what happened in HeroScape. What the story of Hasbro handing it over to Wizards of the Coast, and the game creators, and what happened to them, and what's going on with that. Like, just a page of intel for people that are not familiar, because I'm sure there's a lot of you, including myself, that are still a little unsure of what happened. Leave a comment if you actually legit play the basic game of HeroScape. Seriously. Maybe not include it with the Ultimate Guide. If you want me to include it, if you think that we should just have it anyway because the manuals have it, okay, fine. That's fine. Honestly, no problem. But I wouldn't want to confuse new people to that rule set opposed to the master game guide, which is in the rule books that everybody uses. Unless there's a majority of you that do play the basic game guide, and I've been bamboozled this entire time. I'm unsure. But of course, the master game guide would be in there. Would be a combination of all of the manuals, like I said. This will have, majority would probably be just a recopying of the D&D rulebook with the inclusions of the FAQs, but also a lot of clarifications on the rules as well that maybe don't feel particularly like a yes, you can do that, or no, you can't do that type of scenario. That would, of course, be broken down to a bunch of separate pages as well in the table of contents. This is just the table of contents for what I want to see accomplished, and then we'll break this down into an actual table of contents. 4th section of this would be the expansion rules, the bare bones of what that manual, just taking that snippet of the manual out. This section won't teach you how to play the game. This is just making you understand of the new mechanics that expansion included. So obviously after that would be a glossary with all of the terminology for the game. I'm sure there's words in there that we could be missing, or Wizards of the Coast at the time was missing, and we could include that in that glossary. And then there would be the table of game contents. So this section will have graphs of all the contents that were in all of the expansions and the master sets, kind of like a checklist. I think it'd be really cool for those people right now that just have a collection of HeroScape terrain or characters, and everything's like kind of unfinished, and they're just unaware of what they have. Because when it comes to building maps, for example, the ARV, which we get to later on, and if you're not unfamiliar with the ARV, I will put a link to them on the HeroScapers, on this channel, but on the HeroScapers webpage. They use a certain way of making competitive maps, and they list the expansions that you would need to build those maps. Not everybody, that I assume, has that possibility of saying, oh, I know exactly what I have in my collection, and I know exactly what full sets, because at this point in the game, and when I say this point in the game, I mean this time that we live in, and everyone's selling off their HeroScape stuff, they may not always know what they have. So this would be like a checklist of like, this was in the master set, this amount of tiles, that's already in the manuals. But for anyone that doesn't own the manuals, and since this is the ultimate guide, that will be included too. I was also thinking of including a figure list as well, including all of the expansions, like just the full list of figures. At the end of every manual within the community, or I should say within the HeroScape manuals, there's story missions that were included. These game scenarios with a little bit of story, and kind of gave people an idea of like what you could do with the HeroScape terrain for those expansions or master sets. And those are going to be included as well. I'm talking about like recreating them in HeroScape and printing out those files and putting them in the book. Later on, when I show you what I have so far of the layout of things, everything's just like copy pasted from the PDF files, but I want to recreate all of the pages just so you fully understand that. So battlefields and game scenarios from all of them will be recreated. Because of those scenarios being story-based, I would like to also include competitive game modes that they play at Gen Con or currently ScapeCon. And then some of the ARV maps are... I think the ARV is really cool. I think they've done a lot for the community. So including a collection of their maps as well as suggestions of like, hey, you have this, this, and this, expansions or master sets, then these are some competitive maps you can play. I don't know about including all of them because there is a lot, and I know there's a lot of game scenarios too, so that I don't want to make it feel like we're leaving out, there's more story stuff than there is multiplayer or competitive stuff. But I just wanted to give people this understanding of like, if we were making this the ultimate guide, to include at least a couple maps that if this was the first time you've ever played HeroScape, I just want that person to be aware of the possibility of playing a competitive game mode and a competitive map. And the only reason I say ARV and not just do a whole another contest for it is because they've already gotten it down. They already have a list of rules on how they make their maps to make things fair and fun for everyone, and they use all the core mechanics in the game. And so we could always give alternate scenarios to those as well. For example, heavy snow. I know most of the ARV competitive maps don't use heavy snow, but I think we probably could. That's a whole other conversation. I'm going off topic. If you want to participate in this project, this is the perfect project, the perfect time for it. I just wanted to go through. It's very basic. I just wanted to put out the pages there. Obviously, all of this stuff is just from the manual. Okay, here's some figure movement spaces, so we can make a whole page about movement. This is all the basic stuff. Okay, here's stuff about attacks and special attacks. That could be a whole page. Glyphs, all of the glyphs, treasure glyphs, basic glyphs, glyphs from the expansions. Wait, I'm going down here more. Okay, so what is this? This is just more of all the other rulings for the different characters. We'll reorganize everything later on. No problem with that. Here are all the little sections. This is what I'm talking about. This doesn't teach you how to play the game. This is just all the castle ruling sets. There's the lava and Tajala jungles, which are just both one page. Here's 2 pages of snow tile. Here's all the road. And like I said, this doesn't have to be the particular order. This could be rechanged. I just was throwing stuff on pages. Here's the glossary. Table of game contests, which is still work in progress, of course. So like all of this stuff would be really cool. I was thinking of having just one big graph of all the different tiles. And I was thinking of having this here because this is right before you build your own map. So once you've gone through all of the rules and understanding the rules and the glossary, so here's the section for understanding what a 24 piece is, what a 7 tile space is, what a triple, a double, single, what the outcropping looks like. This is what, and plus this is good too because this is a key for HeroScape, which would obviously have, I think, a page on here too telling you, hey, you can go to HeroScape and download this, and this is a link. And even though it's a PDF or a book, there's a page talking about what HeroScape is. And then here's the game scenarios. So this is from the master game set. That's also the master game set. So I'm just scrolling through all this. And then what did I have here? Competitive game scenarios. So reverse the whip and whatever else is out there, because that's the only one I'm familiar with. Any other type of competitive game types, if there's a capture the flag that has an official ruling that I'm just unaware of, those would go here, just to give people other ways to play the game. We have competitive maps supplied by the ARV, and then obviously it wouldn't look like this, but this is the basic idea. You have the picture of the map in HeroScape. If that particular person had any special rulings, or any other alternate ways to play the map, and then of course a page for how to build the map. And I understand there's PDFs already of these maps. That's what I'm saying, to include a couple of these into the ultimate HeroScape guidebook, so that if this is your first exposure to HeroScape, you have options to play the game. So with that said, this is what I wanted to do. I hope you're excited for this project. I hope you are interested in working with me on this project. I'm going to leave my Discord in the video here. It is JoeCrazy3193. So add me on Discord. You can comment on this video and let me know if you're interested in the project, if you have any feedback. It's all welcomed. Honestly, if you think, you know what, we don't need this, Joe. We don't need it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Too bad. I kind of want to have... I feel like this is what the HeroScape community needs. Just, an easy way to share the game and all of its rulings. You don't need to own anything to understand this. This is going to be a completely free project. Something that we can add to the HeroScapers.com website and can be easily shared with everyone and anyone. Something that is just super easy to use. Sure, it's a lot bigger, but it's bolder. And that's what I'm here for. I want to give back to the community. I want to have other people help me with this project to give back something amazing. And I think this is the first step into getting this game back into the limelight into a lot of people's eyes. If they're young, if they're middle-aged, if they're older, whoever they are, playing this game still or want to learn about playing HeroScape, because it is the battle of all time. It's the best game ever. If I had to pick a board game, this is the board game I'd want to play every day. So I've technically kind of already chosen that path, but every time I talk about it, I've never wanted to shut up about it. So I like talking about the game. So here we are, talking about the game. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to talk to you about it. I hope you guys are all interested in this. Thank you so much. And don't forget, I am not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy. Peace! Love you guys. Peace!